Welcome, weary internet traveler, to what is arguably the most comprehensive informational video guide dedicated specifically to walking you through your very first MMO utilizing my expansive wealth of knowledge accumulated over many years of tiresome labor. To start your journey off, you're going to have to select a game, particularly one that has the MMO tag. You'll quickly learn that there are quite a few games out there that disguise themselves as MMOs. In reality, they're, well, not. In time, you'll either learn to differentiate between MMOs and non-MMOs, or you won't. I dare say the vast majority of the internet still has yet to come to an agreement on that, but that's what visiting your favorite forum or good old YouTube comment section is for after all. If you actually get a response that doesn't call you an idiot or link you somewhere inappropriate. Okay, now that you have your game downloaded and installed, which I know probably took you a lot longer than it probably should have.
It's been 84 years.
You're going to need to log in and create your character. There's two ways you can do this. The first, and arguably the correct way, is to spend the majority of your time crafting the perfect character, fine-tuning every small detail until you have something that others truly envy. The second is using the random setting and creating whatever nightmare comes up first. Looking good. Before we get too far from the path of creating your virtual Picasso piece, you're going to want to pick a class. For traditional MMOs, you're going to come across the Holy Trinity. This consists of a tank, which is someone that literally stands there mostly AFK, probably watching Netflix or playing Minecraft on their second monitor. Next is the healer, who takes the blame for everything because people are incapable of taking the blame for their own ineptitude. You guys know what I'm talking about. And finally, the DPS. No one really knows what they do, but apparently they hit things. Sometimes it's the enemy, other times it's the floor with their face.
Fatality.
Go with a class that speaks most to you. Now you're going to want to come up with a character name that is uniquely specific to you and speaks of your epicness. Yeah. No, not that one, or that one, or that one apparently. This is hard work, right? Alright, so now that you have completely given up on retaining any type of originality and went with something like X Kirito Asuna 69 after your favorite anime couple, you can go right ahead and log in. Before you can get into the actual game, you're going to be reminded of what letters once resided on the worn out spaces on your keyboard and how to click your mouse to do stuff.
Use the WASD keys to move your character. W is forward. S is backwards.
Good job! You've mastered literally what every gamer learned in their first game. Unless this is your first game, in which case, yeah. I was being sincere with the good job. Yup. Totally sincere. Fabulous work, adventurer. You're in the game. Now you're going to want to hunt out yellow exclamation points, as those are the important virtual life questions that your character faces on a daily basis. For example, will I help this burning village for a potion? Will I defeat a bunch of monsters for this pair of pants? You know, the important stuff. I know you're eyeballing those blue or purple exclamation points, but let me stop you there, friend. They're not as exciting as their punctuation mark and colors would lead you to believe. Those are side quests. No one does them. And for good reason. They're insignificant and unimportant. Just don't tell them that. They still think that someday someone will come help free them from their perpetual, endless torment. As for those exclamation points, you'll begin to attain levels and in effect gain new skills and strengths you didn't even know you possessed. Damn, look at you, you're a regular hero now. Or at least on your way to becoming one. Your mom would be so proud of you right now for how much you've achieved. Once you've acquired some skills that have been dutifully set up by your game, rekeybind all of them. Trust me. Unless you have 8-inch fingers, there ain't no way you're gonna cycle all the way down your keyboard to push them. And you know what? Don't get too comfortable with them either. You'll end up replacing most of them by the time you hit in-game anyway. Don't think we're done there though. There's still more work to be done. You must now head into your first dungeon with other people. This is where you'll have your first experience working in a group. This is the core life force of all MMOs, playing with other people and working towards a common goal. As you move through various dungeons scattered throughout the world, you'll discover people actually kinda suck and are incredibly toxic. But that's okay, this is preparing you for raiding and PvP. Chin up, champ. People are everywhere in an MMO. For the most part, just try to ignore them. It's what everyone else is doing. I know MMO means massively multiplayer online, but just go ahead and treat this like a solo experience that happens to at times cast other free-thinking NPCs into your experience. Sometimes they'll even invite you to a guild. Join it! These buffs are a necessary function to your gaming experience. Again, follow the previous advice and proceed to also ignore and never speak in guild chat. Only a few remaining souls with the ability to communicate will be seen talking in the chat, but don't be drawn in. Drama looms around every corner and is sure to come in time. Now that you're socially distanced from people, let's continue on with questing. You're going to encounter many exciting quests to partake of. A common favorite among MMO players are the escort missions. This is where you help a feeble merchant with wares traverse one of the most dangerous routes across an almost infinite distance while walking at the speed of an asthmatic snail. That is, until an enemy happens on the horizon and the feeble merchant charges full force towards the poor defenseless creatures that inhabited this land before them, laying waste to everything with, well, your help. Or, well, they forgot how to walk and get stuck halfway en route, or they die because they stood in an AoE, or yeah, you get the picture. Another popular quest type is killing a set number of monsters that may or may not have a less than 100% drop rate for an item that you need from them. Don't worry, the number only goes up from here, so just brace yourself for hours of fun ahead. Once you've completed all the exclamation points, you've experienced the story in its full beauty, and you are now a connoisseur of the world's tale. You skipped all of it? Well, look at you. You're pretty much a regular MMOer now. We don't have time for story. And finally, now that you've reached the peak of your gaming experience, it's time to tackle in-game content. The most difficult content in the entire game. Be forewarned, young Padawan, for there is much strife for you ahead. You thought that final fight was hard? Brace yourself for the in-game raids! Here you'll be forced to put your gaming future in the hands of complete strangers! Despite claiming you should avoid other players and remain silent earlier, it is probably within your best interest to find a group to raid with as soon as possible. Prepare to die over and over and over again until everyone somehow gets their stuff together long enough to clear it. Once you've achieved this, you're officially ready for the end game. Yep, that wasn't even the most difficult part of the game. You know what is? Fashion. If you don't own that outfit, go buy it or go win it. One thing will become abundantly clear to you very soon is if you don't look amazing with the latest and greatest fashion, you are a pleb and should probably just log out.
This is one of the most hideous garments I have ever seen in my entire existence.
Better to learn now, right? There, now you're looking the part. Congratulations! If you followed my somewhat questionable guide, you've no doubt grown into a true MMOer. I'm so proud of you. You're the first and perhaps last one to ever accomplish this momentous achievement. Hopefully this will steer you in the right direction for future MMOs, and don't forget to like and subscribe, adventurer. Bye for now.